For the ancient Greeks, divine perfection took the form of a tangible, radiant, physical ideal. Their gods were not distant, formless spirits, but figures of striking symmetry and grace. Apollo embodies this conceptual beauty more than any other deity. As the god of the sun, music, and prophecy, he represents the pinnacle of Olympian order. This pristine image stands in contrast to the universe's beginning. Long before the golden age of the gods, the cosmos was a violent, unstable landscape, often swallowed by shadow and formless chaos. To understand Apollo's significance, we have to see him as an answer to that instability. He entered a world defined by cosmic struggle, appearing as the definitive marker of a new, structured reality. Hesiod's Theogony describes this initial state as a dark and deep abyss. It was a universe ruled by untamed nature and primal forces, lacking any sense of social or moral order. This era culminated in the brutal reign of the Titan Cronus, who attempted to preserve his power by consuming his own children. His paranoia sparked a 10-year war, the Titanomachy, a bloody transition of power that pitted the older Titans against the emerging Olympians. Zeus eventually secured victory, liberating his siblings and imprisoning the Titans in the underworld. His win marked the end of an age defined by cannibalism and raw cosmic savagery. With the war over, the focus shifted from winning power to maintaining it. The new regime required a transition from brute force to a system based on the distribution of law, justice, and prerogatives. Apollo characterizes this shift. He represents the move toward a rational era, one that replaced the untamed nature of the Titans with the civilized clarity of the Olympian hierarchy. Within this new hierarchy, Apollo and his twin sister Artemis occupied the highest rung of divine authority. The Greeks visualized these new rulers through anthropomorphism. Derived from anthropos, meaning human, and morphe, meaning shape, this concept assigned human form and character to the divine. But Apollo is an extreme version of this design. He is the exaggerated, immortal peak of beauty and intellect, the absolute standard of what the Greeks believed a human being could ideally become. This perfection extended to their biology. Instead of human blood, a divine substance called ichor flowed through their veins. They were sustained by a diet of ambrosia and nectar, preserving their youth and vitality for eternity. In this way, Apollo functions as a literal aesthetic blueprint. He is the physical manifestation of the order and symmetry the Greeks sought to establish in the world around them. That order relied on absolute clarity. As the god of the sun, Apollo brings light to a world previously defined by the dark cosmic forces of the Titan era. Civilized life also required harmony. Through the lyre and music, Apollo introduced the concepts of mathematical precision and the arts, trading savage chaos for intellectual refinement. Finally, stability required foresight. Apollo shares the gift of prophecy, possessing the omniscience or all-knowing nature associated with the supreme authority of his father, Zeus. While Zeus often used his knowledge defensively, isolating himself in Olympus out of a fear of treachery, Apollo shared his prophetic vision to provide humanity with a path towards truth. These domains provided the framework for a rational society. By combining clarity, harmony, and foresight, Apollo maintained the balance Zeus had fought to establish. However, because these gods were reflections of humanity, they also possessed profound human failings. Apollo and his siblings were prone to vanity and deep-seated jealousy, often engaging in fierce, petty rivalries that mirrored the worst of human behavior. Despite their roles as keepers of order, the Olympians frequently used their power to play cruel games with mortal lives, driven by spite rather than justice. Apollo himself inherited his father's capacity for wrath. When his pride was challenged, the god of light was capable of the same destructive intensity as the god of thunder. These flaws suggest that in the Greek worldview, even the highest divine order is not omnipotent. True perfection remained out of reach, leaving room for error even among the gods. This raises a final question. Why was a god of harmony and light so vital to the survival of an empire built on raw power? Apollo acted as the necessary bridge between Zeus's cosmic victory and the refined intellectual pursuits of a lasting civilization. This text from a study of the Theogony highlights the significance of this transition. It marks a move from initial chaos to a well-ordered universe governed by Zeus. This represents the Greek transition from mythic superstitions to the birth of systematic thought. Apollo is the embodiment of this cultural leap. He represents the light of clarity pushing back against a world of unpredictable, savage forces. He remains the enduring symbol of a world moving away from cosmic savagery and toward the distribution of law and justice. To learn more about how the ancients viewed their gods, subscribe to the channel and tell us who we should examine next.